2019 saw many big news developments across the world. From storming Area 51 to bushfires in Australia, there have been many controversial and worrying news stories from all over the globe. Now we have another to deal with as we slide into 2020. A new epidemic out of China that is rapidly spreading to other countries in Asia, as well as Europe and North America as of late January. But what can we, as individuals, do to protect ourselves and the ones we love? Today's video will cover an ongoing news story. Some facts we provide might be proven incorrect or inadequate as authorities work to improve our understanding of this epidemic. This is meant to inform broadly on what we know and how we as individuals should proceed. As always, we recommend speaking with your doctor if you're sincerely worried. And with that out of the way, let's get into it. The novel coronavirus doesn't have an official name as of the end of January. But so far, we've been calling it 2019 nCoV, which just means the novel or new coronavirus that we found in 2019, which honestly isn't very catchy. Hopefully the virus is as catchy as its name. 2019 nCoV has also been colloquially referred to as Wuhan pneumonia or Wuhan coronavirus. And as a coronavirus, it shares some genetic similarities with severe acute respiratory syndrome, aka SARS, Middle East respiratory syndrome, aka MERS, and, wait for it, the common cold. Coronaviruses get their name from their shape. If you were to look at them at a microscopic level, you would see a crown-shaped form around their bodies, similar to the corona of the sun, hence the name. Coronaviruses have a number of symptoms, which include, but are not limited to, respiratory symptoms, fever, cough, shortness of breath, and breathing difficulties. And, in more severe cases, infection can cause pneumonia, severe acute respiratory syndrome, kidney failure, and even death, according to the WHO. As of yet, there isn't much else we know about this disease in particular, or how it affects human populations. We do know that this coronavirus originated in the city of Wuhan, China, likely from Huanan Seafood Market, where some wildlife was sold illegally. 28 of the first 41 confirmed cases of this new virus had a link to this wet market, where animals were kept both alive and slaughtered for sale. So, experts are fairly certain it is the source. There are also news stories emerging that link this virus to bat soup, but there is no evidence to support this claim. The WHO, however, has found that the virus probably originated in bats before it mutated to survive in humans, but does not link it to the consumption of bat soup. Dr. Guangzhong Luo, a professor in the Department of Microbiology and Molecular Genetics at the University of Pittsburgh, has noted that there is a 90% similarity in the genetic code between bat coronavirus and 2019 nCoV, which suggests that bats are the source of the disease. In addition to that, Dr. Shuzhang Gao, another professor at the University of Pittsburgh's Microbiology Department, says that 2019 nCoV and the snake speak a similar language genetically, so it is not unfeasible that snake may be the source. Bats were not expressly present in Huanan Market, but authorities believe that there were live snakes on sale for human consumption. It's useful to note that SARS was also a coronavirus that leapt from bats to humans, though that indicates that bats are harborers of disease, not that 2019 nCoV will be as deadly as SARS. In fact, when we compare Wuhan pneumonia to other major diseases in the last 50 years, the percentage of those who die from it is quite limited, at least for now. For example, SARS infected approximately 8,000 people and killed around 800 of them. MERS infected around 2,500 and also killed around 800. That's a fatality rate of 10% and 35% respectively, whereas Wuhan pneumonia has infected around 28,000 people and killed 560 as of February 6th, a fatality rate of about 2%. An illness like Ebola, on the other hand, has infected 35,500 people in total, killing 13,500, a fatality rate of 40%. Keep in mind, though, that statistics on SARS, MERS, Ebola, and Wuhan pneumonia aren't exactly comparable. Ebola has been in circulation since 1976, SARS since 2002, and MERS since 2012, so we're looking at data taken over a range of time periods. Of course, Ebola has killed more people, but it's had 44 years to rack up its death count. Wuhan pneumonia was only discovered in December 2019, so the death count and the total infected has only one direction to go, up. But don't get too worried. The youngest victim of this infection was 34. The majority of fatalities were between the ages of 60 and 85. And they also had previous comorbidities, aka pre-existing illnesses. If you're a person with a compromised immune system, you're probably keeping an eye out for any and all illnesses. And this one is likely just as dangerous as all the others. But for essentially healthy persons, you'll likely just shake it off after a couple weeks in quarantine. Considering all this, the WHO, as of January 30th, chose to declare a public health emergency of international concern, or PHEIC, saying that it is still possible to interrupt virus spread, provided that countries put in place strong measures to detect disease early, isolate and treat cases, trace contacts, and promote social distancing measures commensurate with the risk. They say that a PHEIC should be seen in the spirit of support and appreciation for China, its people, and the actions China has taken on the front lines of this outbreak, which includes the construction of a new hospital built over the course of 10 days, and quarantines involving over a dozen cities impacting around 46 million people. To put that in perspective, that's more than the entire population of Canada at 37 million, and the largest quarantine in human history. It may seem like this situation is concerning, but it is by no means catastrophic. If you're concerned for your health and the health of people around you, there are things we can do. Both the Government of Canada and the American CDC say that regular washing of hands under hot water for at least 20 seconds is the best way to keep yourself safe. They also recommend avoiding sick individuals and refraining from touching your eyes, mouth, and nose before you have washed your hands. Basically, the same way you protect yourself from the flu, which I might add has already infected 15 million people and killed 8,000 people since October 2019 in the United States alone. At the end of the day, there isn't much to worry about yet. 2019 NCOV is dangerous. Not because it's more deadly than SARS or MERS, but that it has the ability to be. We know some things about this virus. We know it's a coronavirus. We know it's killed people that were old or infirm. And we know that it's spreading faster than expected. But as with most things, it's what we don't know that scares us the most. The best way for us, as individuals, to proceed as of now, early February,
What's the procedure?
is to keep washing our hands thoroughly, keep ourselves away from sick people, and to seclude ourselves if we're experiencing symptoms of the illness. Tastes like a f***ing waste of coffee.